haven't had that much fun at a horror movie in a long time. And usually in Australian cinemas, we don't really talk or say much or react much. We're just very like, then you watch a film in the States and you guys are like, woo! What's happening, my fellow ghouls and ghoulettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris. And today it's going to be a movie review for the film Smile. I was fortunate enough to attend the Sydney premiere last night in the city, and a very big thank you to Paramount Australia and Playmaker Digital for sending me out there amongst some amazing talent and some dear friends. So I'm going to try and be as vague as possible. Usually with horror movies, then there aren't a lot of spoilers, but you just have to be very vague about the plot line, and that is essentially what I'm going to be. Just vague, but also just touch on what I loved and just what just didn't work, even though there wasn't much, because holy shit, this film was such a breath of fresh air. Smile made me smile. Sorry, I had to do it. But also, I screamed. I jumped. I don't usually do that in horror films. Not to mention, the marketing campaign for this film has been genius. So the basic premise, I guess you could say, of the film, after witnessing a bizarre traumatic experience involving a patient, Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain, as an overwhelming terror begins taking over her life. Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. I got that off Wikipedia. But seriously, that's as vague as you can go with the premise. Like, that just really gives nothing away. Like I said, this film is a breath of fresh air. It took me by surprise. I went in watching no trailers, just seeing the odd TV spot here and there when it was playing on the television. You just quickly catch it, but still I had no idea what the hell is going on. Sosie Bacon, who plays Rose Cotter, holy shit, she was brilliant. She had to hit so many emotional beats with what her character goes through in terms of trauma, trying to keep it together, and then at one point realizing, am I going insane? No one's believing me. That type of storyline where she's seeing something that no one else is seeing in a public space, and everyone thinks she's insane, even though she is a doctor who deals with the mentally disturbed. They think something's happening to her. She witnesses something happen, something very traumatic at her workplace that involves someone with a very creepy smile who then ends their life. And it just seems like there's a bit of a pattern going on. And Rose sets out to find out exactly what is going on and what is going on with her and what is going to ultimately happen to her. Now, it does have massive vibes with The Ring. So you know how there is a pattern, a sequence of events that happens within The Ring when you watch the videotape. It's very similar to Smile. Not to mention, I got massive Nightmare on Elm Street vibes towards the end of this film, especially in terms of how Sosie Bacon's character reminded me a lot of Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp. Just that fighter and just wanting to get shit done and find out exactly what the hell is going on here. Now, I think a reason why this film was so effective and why it was so effective on me was the cinematography. Charlie Saraf did the cinematography for this film, and it was just crafted oh so beautifully. Every shot looks like so much thought had been put into it. Very reminiscent of The Invisible Man from a couple of years ago with Elizabeth Moss. There are scenes where the camera pans over to a corner or a doorway. No one's there, but you still think someone's there. But in this case, sometimes something is there, hidden very well in shadow, just making out certain parts, even making out a creepy smile. And you just hear the entire audience kind of, oh, shit. The amount of awkward laughs in the film were brilliant. There'd be a jump scare, and I was one of them. And you know when you get that awkward kind of it's okay laughter afterwards, you're like, oh. Weird little laughs going on all over the cinema, and then abrupt, oh, this chair is so squeaky. But yeah, the cinematography was very effective, and the use, or should I say no real use of a strong score within those scenes. You're just relying on the Foley, the sound effects, rumblings, bass and stuff like that, movement or hearing movement. There's a scene where Rose is going over audio footage of the traumatic experience that she witnesses at the beginning of the film, and you just hear it more and more. She keeps going over this one little section where she thinks she hears something, and she keeps upping the volume on her laptop. Even though it's just a sound, it's still scary. Now, I did a quick IMDb search on the director Parker Finn, who also wrote the film, and it's based on his book, Laura Hasn't Slept. The guy's done 2 shorts, and now he's gone on to do this. So this is incredible. I'd love to see where he's gonna be in a couple of years' time, because the guy hit it. He hit the nail right on the head. Now, in terms of my gripes, they're not just real gripes. At this point, I think I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel. Kyle Gallner is usually a brilliant actor. Some of you may know him from the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I just felt his performance in this was just not on par with how I've seen him in the past. And again, it's nothing to take away from him as an actor, as a person. I just think his performance wasn't as strong as some of his other performances, because the guy's got it. Like, the guy's an incredible actor. He plays a cop in this film, and he has this goatee, and he looks like a little boy with a goatee. And I was talking to my mate Luke, who I went and saw the film with, and we were just exchanging notes. He said, I just couldn't buy him as a cop that would protect someone. He looks like a little boy playing dress up. And when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, he does. There have been instances in other films where he looks a lot more manly than what he did in Smile. And again, this is scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like, this is a cracker of a film. Secondly, Cal Penn is in the film, and he plays Dr. Morgan Desai, who is Rose's superior. And I think that's just something that took me out of the film, because I'm a Harold and Kumar fan, and that is on me. That is no one else's problem but mine. Yeah, I'm a big Harold and Kumar fan. As soon as I saw him pop up on screen, I was like, oh my God, it's Kumar. And he's actually really good in the film. He's a good dramatic actor. He's very serious, very deadpan, and he plays it well. The last little gripe, if that, was the reveal of the entity that's doing the damage. And that's what I love in an effective demonic horror film, where it's a lot of supernatural, paranormal stuff, is you don't really see, or not see at all, what's doing the damage. Case in point, Paranormal Activity. But at the end of this film, there's a bit of a reveal with what this thing is and what its motivation is. And it just seemed a bit silly. And it was just a bit off-putting and jarring, because it just looked silly from a visual standpoint. And it was only a couple of shots and it was over. And then I was straight back into the film. And that's honestly my only real gripes with the film. I was very pleasantly surprised. If you can go into this film without watching trailers, TV spots, knowing next to nothing, it's so good. And it was a good audience participation too. Everyone's getting in amongst it. There's a good jump scare that happens in the film, and then everyone kind of looks at each other, laughs it off, and like, all right, let's get back into it. I haven't had that much fun at a horror movie in a long time. And usually in Australian cinemas, we don't really talk or say much or react much. We're just very like, then you watch a film in the States and you guys are like, woo! Which is refreshing to see. And that's what we got last night. It was nice. So the film clocks in at an hour 55, and for a horror movie, that's pretty long. Like, Halloween Ends is pushing 2 hours, I think, from memory, or just over 2 hours. At no point did I think this is dragging. The pacing is very well done for that hour 55 runtime. Not to mention, I think the jump scares are placed perfectly. This isn't a gory film. The gore is sprinkled throughout the film, and it's used in a tasteful way. To me, this is like if Nolan had control over jump scares and gore. I think it's just done in a very classy way, and it's not too in your face, but just enough to give you the heebie-jeebies and then continue on with the story. And that's hard to do. So guys, overall, I had a very good time with Smile. I can't recommend it enough. Again, breath of fresh air. It was something different. It's exciting, it's fun, it's a good audience participation film. Granted, Kyle Gallner's performance just wasn't as strong as these others, and with me being a massive Harold and Kumar fan, I just got removed for a little bit with Cal Penn being in the film, and just the payoff at the end with the reveal of the entity and what's doing the damage was just a little bit jarring for a couple of scenes, but still, like, it's just an incredible film, an incredible experience. I can't wait for you guys to check it out. And with that, I'm going to be giving it 4.5 creepy smiles out of 5. So guys, when you've seen Smile, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Did you go into it blindly knowing nothing, or did you know everything about it, and what did you think? Also, so I've got my regular laptop here at the moment. Look what I got. I got myself a brand new MacBook Pro, the M2 chip. So hopefully the future streams are going to be good. The cooling fan in this one has shit itself, so I think that was a sign yesterday that it's time to get a new laptop, and this thing is a beast. So currently still editing on the old one. I've just got to make the change over to the new one and shift all my files, raw files and stuff like that, over to the new laptop. But it's a beast. I love it. And I'm excited to do so much more shit with it that I can't do with this one. This thing's been a workhorse. It's been beautiful. But it's time to upgrade. Guys, wherever you are in the world, please have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you will. Hope you're happy. Be merry, be silly. And until next time, ghouls and ghoulettes, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.